Magic Mitre. I'm going to give some general top tips to maximise the use of your Magic Mitre. This is a very, very simple tip. Basically, when you're doing an exterior angle, you want to make sure when you transfer and copy the angle and you go back to the product, you want to make sure you set it in the correct way round. So once you've copied it, keep it to your body. When you go back to the product, you turn it around in that direction, you know automatically it's got to be set in that direction. Swing it around, lock it off, that's set for the outside corner. For an inside corner, take your template, it's exactly the same process, lock it off, this time keep this side to your body. When you go back to the product, you know it's got to be set in that direction. Turn it around, locate it, all 4 pegs are located, lock it off, that's how you transfer the angle to the product and set the product around the right way. Another top tip we come across is how to establish the correct inclined angle for your material. Now there's different sizes of mouldings on the market. The guide piece there's different sets of holes in the base to accommodate your different types of mouldings. Basically, you've got to make sure it's parallel at the back and parallel at the bottom. It's no good sitting the material in the product like so or like so. It has to be parallel. If you do find some material which the guide piece doesn't enable you to hold it up correctly, all you have to do is get yourself a piece of timber packing piece, locate it in there. Right, that will bring it parallel at the bottom and at the back, so you're guaranteed that that is set at the correct inclined angle for you to cut your mitre. Exactly the same as your kitchen mouldings, around the tops of the pelmets. That's where that would go. Sits in there perfect. If it's not the right size, all you do, same process, locate it to a place, put a packer piece in there, and that will keep, as long as it's parallel at the back and the bottom, you'll be fine. Another handy tip is, once you cut your mitre, whether it's plaster, plastic, timber mouldings, once you cut your mitre on it, you don't want to cut again because you'll mess the joint up. A top tip is, get yourself some sandpaper, get it stuck down on a nice flat bed, get the angle on the sandpaper, and all you do is draw your material back, keeping it nice and firm to the angle that you cut, and that will slowly reduce the length of your material without changing the angle. Another top tip is, when you go to cut small beading, because the back support between the fence there and the soil line is quite a distance, when you go to cut your material it moves about. The top tip is, get yourself a timber packer, slide it in the back and take it towards the soil line. Now you're not changing the angle of the product, all you're doing is extending the back fence. Take it all the way to the soil line. Now when you actually cut, you're cutting against the solid back fence and your material is not going to go anywhere. It's going to hold it nice and secure and it'll give you that perfect mitre every time. When you're cutting architrave around the door frame, you've got your nice pattern on the front, you don't want to damage it, but you need to secure the material in the product. That's the cam piece. Obviously, if I was going to turn that around there, it's going to bruise the wood. So the top tip is, always carry different sizes of packers, timber packers in your kit. Find a hole which locates the cam nearest the material, twist that round, and that will hold that nice and securely, but not only that, it won't damage the material you want to fix to the wall. Another top tip, if you're cutting skirting or anything that's got to stand up in the product, it's very difficult to secure it. All you need to do, another packing piece in the front, that stops it getting damaged. Take yourself a G-clamp, or any form of clamp you've got, grab it over the side there, clamp it off, and that's going to be nice and secure for when you're cutting material. And it'll give you perfect mitre every time.